let's talk for a minute about then how would you begin changing it in a way that doesn't destroy the character of the organization. What I want to be able to describe is why motivational faith comes first. All of these legs of the three-legged stool of character, of corporate character or culture, are important, critical. They all are necessary. But you got to have motivational faith. Here's the reason. If you don't have motivational faith, you don't try. You don't do enough experimenting, and therefore you don't ever develop the distinctive skills. And you get pretty cynical about the shared vision. It isn't shared anymore. That's not my vision. I'm not a part of it. I don't get to be rewarded for trying. So here's an example of what I mean about why motivational faith comes first and what it would look like. Number one, we've already shown the example in AT&T. The majority of the 22 cases I looked at of significant efforts to change corporate culture, most of them, 16 of them, as a matter of fact, were failures, admitted by the key leaders of the change. No, we blew it. We didn't make it. Here was the characteristic that was most common to them. They treated the past as enemy. What we were is not what we have to be. It's wrong. Well, okay, we got to change, but we've already talked about what happens at AT&T when you do that. All of a sudden, you've de-skilled, demotivated everybody in the organization. Big problem. That's the underlying problem, often, because you start there and you destroy motivational faith. The characteristic of the four, I had two that were kind of in the middle and I couldn't quite tell, but four were pretty clear successes. They handled that very differently. Here's one. It's a retail outlet in the Midwest. Lots of outlets, and they all of a sudden decided we can't any longer be separate little entities. We've got to have a common distribution system. We've got to be able to have managers who are now looking across the organization, not just being competitive within my own sphere. And we've got to have them be adaptive. We've got to have them do some research and get feedback about what people really need, because those rural settings are becoming suburbs and they now have a different set of clientele. So these managers have to be different. They talk about that, they do the data analysis, they invite people in, these managers, store managers, and help them understand the rationale and get a commitment for everybody to try. A year and a half later, they're looking at the data. You know, you've got about 60% of the managers who aren't cutting it. About 40% are really doing some interesting things, and we're making a transition. Here's the decision. What do you do with those managers? You've got a number of people in the senior management team who are saying, let's start picking them off at the very bottom. We're going to just start saying goodbye. Okay, we gave you your chance. Ciao. See you later. Maybe never. You had a number of others saying, look, I think they understand the reasons, but I'm not sure we've given them the opportunity. We haven't given them the kind of examples, and it's hard to change. Let's get some of the people who are doing it well. Let's have them associate. Let's show them some best practices. Let's give them some support. Let's give it one more try and give them a chance. It really is going to be, we hope it'll be worth it, but let's give it a try. They decide to go that way, and within another 6-9 months, they start to see some rather significant change in most of these people. Well, they build quite a wonderful track record of improvement over a 2.5-year period, quite significant change. They now have created a story that becomes part of their character. Their character, their culture is about motivational faith and honoring the past. Honoring the past to create the future. What they said was, we now know how to change. When we have to change again, we know how to do that because we've tried it. We've done it. We can trust each other, but we have to be open. We have to take feedback, we have to be willing to go look for examples and share best practices. What they've now created is a skill that is a significant competitive advantage and is a way of developing the ability to change because they've relied on motivational faith. That led to new vision, that led to the skills, but motivational faith comes first and now is a key pillar for any other changes they need to make.